From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big early morning to LA with incredible great news direct from Santa Monica, California about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we're going to go over this fourth stimulus recon that is going to become a law in the next few days. Leader Schumer representing that the recon is going to get passed by the Senate before Christmas. Can he get it done? I analyze the situation in today's recording direct from Santa Monica, California. We'll go over his promise to get that recon to become a law as well by Christmas. Can he get it done, or will it be shortly thereafter? This is the single biggest payout you ever see in the history of this channel. This is the fourth stimulus recon that has a lot of checks in there. Upwards of at least $15,000 of checks. Multiple checks, many checks. In this recording, I'm going to show you how to get each of these checks. Bring your pen and paper ready. The checks on average will pay you a lot of money at around $45,000 or more. But it's going to start with at least $15,000 in this incredible clusters of checks. Then we're going to turn back over to third stimulus that's still paying viewers out the door. This money is available right today, and wow, this is incredible. Third stimulus is still paying out, and we call this the holiday stimulus. And viewers are getting on average about $5,000 on the day, by the day. It's paying for their holiday gifts. They don't have to spend $1,000 on rent this month because someone else paid the money. So then they have another $1,000 sitting in their wallet extra for those holiday Christmas gifts. It's third stimulus, holiday stimulus, and it's coming up in this video. We'll be turning to the student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on this stimulus, plus the breaking news about what the Federal Reserve is likely to do today and tomorrow. The most important two meetings of the Federal Reserve in nearly a year, signaling where this economy is going. There's a lot of money in this recording for you and a lot of information. Third stimulus in your wallet coming, fourth stimulus coming right behind it, and the announcement of the Federal Reserve today. What a big day and week we have. The exciting details start right here, right now on an early morning's LALATE. I'm excited you're here, and the excitement starts this very moment. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And here we go. That recon is becoming a law. Student loan debt would go by executive order, and fifth stimulus will be coming in January. But we're going to start with the exciting details of that incredible fourth stimulus recon. In this recording, we're going to go over everything you need to know in this recon that pays you at least $15,000 of checks. That passage and that Senate add-on and how they're going to get this passed across the board, all coming up in this big recording direct from Santa Monica this morning. But no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus, because guess what? You can also get third stimulus today. Average viewers have got $5,000 in the last week after they got $45,000 earlier this year. I'm going to go over how to get those incredible sums of money. Plus, we're going to turn to the surprising developing details from the Federal Reserve meeting today and tomorrow, announcing your new policies for next year. Those details coming up in a big recording today. I'm excited you're here. So with that, subscribe. I want you to go right into this video and hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a single video or a single day on this channel the next 14 days. There's too much to know, too much to miss. So make sure you watch every single video today and for the next 14 days. Sign up now for those LA alerts so you don't miss a video. Also, become a member to get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, and sign up for the LA alerts as well. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. And that incredible recon is going to bring a lot of bacon. Well, you know, not the real one. I would appreciate some real bacon finally, but it's going to bring a lot of bacon, and it's at least $15,000 of bacon to you. Lots of money across multiple checks in this recon. Let's go over all of them, starting with the first one. 3 classes and 3 add-ons. Hazard pay got in there. $4,000 of elder care got it in there. $4,000 of care for young children got in there as well. They got the Pell Grant $550 checks in there. They got in there the CTC, the child tax credit, $3,600 for one more year. They also got in there the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric car. Wow, that is incredible. Got it in there. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters. She wanted to get it in there. She got it in there. What is it for? For free money for the purchase of your first home. Wow. She wanted to give you $25,000. She got a little bit less. How do you get all these sums of money? It's coming up later in this video. Stay with me. Let's go to the second cluster of checks, home repair and paid leave. Got it in there as well. This is where the deliciousness really starts up. They got in there universal pre-kindergarten, also the child care, the household tax credit, and the weatherize your home. You have to weatherize your home to sustain natural disaster. What is a natural disaster? Every time that Chuck and Mitch has a secret meeting to discuss my bacon. Now, they did have secret meetings, but I don't think they covered my bacon, unfortunately. It's coming up later in this video, what those secret meetings are about. Let's go to the second add-on of checks. Got it in there, and wow, this is incredible. Those second add-ons come from the illustrious Bob Casey out of Pennsylvania, and what is this for? This is free home health care for seniors on disabilities and seniors and also people on disabilities. He wanted to give you $250. He got a little bit less. How do you get this? Stay with me. Let's go to the third cluster of checks. Here comes the deliciousness. Seniors and free internet. In this third cluster, we got a lot of checks. We have in there the tax breaks, this free school meals for all checks, cheaper prescription medication, the immigration reform. They got in there the free internet. They also got in there the incredible money for the farmers and also the independent contractors. Finally, for the seniors, they got the Medicare expansion in there. Two provisions added by the House, which are Medicare expansion by the Medicaid gap fix, and the hearing Senators vow to add three more provisions, which are dental, vision, and lowering the Medicare eligibility age, which tees us up for the next topic of discussion, which, of course, is MSC. MSC is an acronym on this channel that describes a program first unveiled by the senators earlier this year, giving a check monthly for several months. And that stands for multiple IRS stimulus check. We use the word IRS because it comes from IRS, because there are multiple checks in the forced stimulus recon, lots of checks. So we don't want to get confused what we're talking about. What are they talking about as to payment and eligibility terms? Well, the senators earlier this year said that if you got a third, you would get a fourth. Single individual, $75,000 less, got it. That third stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 less, got it. Double it. Family of four, they got it as well. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you got it as well. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And that fourth stimulus check would go to the same individuals across the board in all states. It also go to adult dependents and anyone on benefits. Now, what has happened in the last few weeks is that the legislation is now landed in the Senate, and I said, now is the time for you to advocate because the ball is in their court, and boy, have you done well. Viewers have been told one after another in recent days it's going in there. First, we had the illustrious, Janet pick up the phone and contact Chuck Schumer, I almost forgot his name, Chuck Schumer, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, advocated for its inclusion and was told is going in there via Bernie Sanders. We had Bonnie, who picked up the phone and contacted over at Liz Warren's office, told the same. Donnie and his wife Sharon told the same at Ron Ryan's office. And then Tyrell told the same at Chris Coon's office. Lynn Glenn told the same thing at Bob Casey's office. And it's important for you to advocate across the board for its inclusion because guess what? We're now at the finish line. Pick up the phone and call their staff and say why you need it. Do not use the word MSC, just use simple words. And who do you contact? Let's go over those 6 senators right now. You contact Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. And who are those guys? Let's see the details. You want to contact Sir Lloyd. No, you don't want to contact Sir Lloyd. He ain't going to help you. You want to contact Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Advocate for its inclusion. And that's what they have been asking you to do because guess what? They have received over 3 million phone calls a few weeks ago. Now it's upwards of 8 million phone calls from the advocacy of these channels' viewers. They now have received between congressional senators' offices, received more contacts of advocacy for the LA Purple Power than anywhere in the United States. So pick up the phone and advocate with them right today. Tell them why your family needs it, why you need it, economic reason, financial reason, or medical reason. Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Meantime, give yourself some time to advocate for your wallet, and that is by getting third stimulus. Third stimulus is paying out big sums of money, and the second half of this video, we're going to go over those big sums of money. Our viewers have averaged out about $5,000 in cash that they received this week, the week before. This is your holiday stimulus, your Christmas stimulus. It's arriving before Christmas. Viewers are getting it, and they're freeing up cash so they don't have to pay a $1,000 rent bill this month. They now have $1,000 extra cash to go buy some holiday gifts. This is how you do it. I'm going to show you how to get it. And stay in the final 5 minutes of this video. I have new details on how to get more of this money than we never knew before. But we're going to turn back to this incredible recon that's going to pass in just a few days. The Senate changes that are going in there. The programs that are going to pay you a lot of money. Bring your pen and paper ready to camera, because guess what? This is where you want to take notes of the incredible checks, multiple checks, $15,000 of checks that are in this recon. You need to know what they are. Then we're going to turn to the latest details of that student loan debt forgiveness, this stimulus, and what's happening with the Federal Reserve today. Those details and more as we go into a big second half. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Early Mornings LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now as Early Mornings LA continues. As that recon's becoming law in the next few days. You don't want to miss a single video or a single day from this channel. I'm going to go over all the incredible checks in this recon, the Senate changes that come into the recon, and the big programs that are going to pay you about $15,000. You're going to clean up royally. Then we're going to turn to the big money that viewers are getting. You can get as well, $5,000 on average. It's called holiday stimulus. It's third stimulus, and how viewers have gotten money to pay for Christmas gifts because they're not having to pay for their rent, utilities, and other items. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that in the second half. This stimulus and the breaking details about it. Meantime, what's going on with that Federal Reserve meeting today, those breaking details across the board and more, they're all coming up in the second half. But first, I want you to subscribe. So go under this video right now and hit the subscribe button. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in a year and a half. I want you to be part of this incredible family. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes. It helps in the algorithm ranking. And consider becoming an LA member to get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. And with that, let's go over all the incredible big news as we go into a big second half. And it starts right now with the latest details from Santa Monica this Early Mornings LALATE. And the details start with first timeline, then substance. Timeline. Leader Schumer has said two different quotes in the last week, and he said it again yesterday. The two quotes are quite different. The first one is, the recon will pass the Senate by Christmas. The second quote is, the recon will become a law by Christmas. Why are they very different? Because they are changing at least a period or a comma or a word from the to a, and if you do that, you send it back to the House. So that adds additional 1 or 2 days to the equation. Now, Assuming Christmas is the 24th, because I saw someone jump in the live chat yesterday say, Christmas is Saturday. Well, that's the 25th. They don't work on Christmas Day, obviously. I'm talking about Christmas Eve. Um, yeah. So I'm referring to Christmas as being the 24th. Can they get this to a Senate passage by the 24th? They can. They can. Um, they would need 1 day to vote on the Senate floor, 2 days for votorama, 3 days. He wants to start this next week. Christmas is not till Friday, so you got 5 days to do it. You only need 3 days. You got 3 days to do it, and you got 5 days available to do it. So he can definitely get the passage in the Senate. But to become a law by Christmas Eve, that's really tight. Then he can do it, but it's very, very tight because you need Senate floor, Senate votorama 2 days or 3 days. Then we have to go back to the House, and that can sometimes be done a few hours. Sometimes it takes a day. So that's 4 days and 5 available days. Very, very tight. My takeaway for you for here is that the forced stimulus recon will become a law in the month of December. I think it's more likely to become a law around the 26th, 27th, or 28th. And I mean law. I don't mean vote in the Senate. I mean law. And why do I think that? Because of three equations that are totally different today than it was even a week ago. Number one, conservative and liberal analysts both agree that the recon's becoming law in the month of December, like I do. Number two, we have very pragmatic, very intellectual, very long-standing senators who are Democrats saying, you know what, it's going to get done in December. It can't be done in January because there's too many provisions that are expiring. And let me explain what this means. Many of the provisions of the forced stimulus recon are continuation of live law programs, currently live, that became law under third stimulus. They expire on January 15th. Now, you can't wait to January 14th to extend them. You have to do them in mid to late December. And the way the recon is currently written, it says to continue existing programs. So they don't want to wait till January to get this done. Finally, third, probably the most important equation is that everything has been freed off their tables. They have a completely free schedule to get this done. And this is all the thankings to Mitch McConnell. Now, Mitch McConnell had a series of private meetings with Chuck, we did not know until just a few days ago, that started back before Halloween, that said, I don't have any procedural battles with you. I want to do everything procedurally bipartisan. You could do your substantive stuff, go do it, but I want procedural agreements. And that is why the debt ceiling raised and done, the defense bill, spending bill spent and done. And this is the only thing that's left to be done. Why did Mitch do this? Mitch basically says, let the Democrats spend the money they want to spend, and we're going to blame them their reckless spending at the midterm elections. Other Republicans have said, don't even allow them to get to the vote, block and block and block. Mitch says, I don't think that looks good for the Republicans. Just let the Republicans, let the Democrats spend the money the way they want to spend it. I have more about this, more importantly, at the final 5 minutes of this video, but more importantly, how to get other sums of money. It's coming up at the very end. Stay with me. But let's go into these credible programs in this recon, starting with those checks. There is not a single day that you can turn off and not watch this channel in the next 14 days. And not a single video you can miss either, because programs are coming in, they're coming out, they're getting raised, they're getting reduced. So this video may be totally different than it is the day after. So I don't want you to miss anything across the board. These programs pay a lot, upwards of $15,000. The first program that got in there is the paid leave. Wow, there's a lot of money. $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. If you make $35,000 or more per year, it's about $800 a week. If you make $15,000 or more per year, it's about $400 a week. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It is about $5,000 to $6,000. It's all income levels and all type of workers, W-2, 1099s. Now, if you don't work, but you live with your son and daughter, and they do work, they take off once a week to take you to the doctor's office, they'll get the payment for the household. They got the song cap in there, which is $10,000 raised up now to $72,500 of what you can deduct on state and local taxes on that federal tax return. They got $40 billion of free job training in there, huge. And one of the best provisions in there is the cheaper medical insurance. 12 Republican states vowed to never pay for Obamacare, so they got a workaround plan in there. They'll provide years of subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states, which then brings us to the best part of the recon. You know what it is. It's the housing. $150 billion of housing in there with three provisions. Three new, which are weatherize your home, first-time home purchases, and the home repairs, and three that are continuation from third stimulus, rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. But you don't have to wait for fourth stimulus to become law, because you can get it right today. It's Christmas stimulus. It's third stimulus. It's available today. And congratulations to all the incredible viewers. 2 weeks ago, I brought it back on this channel, and boy, what a success story it has been. Viewers are averaging about $5,000. There's really no low number. They're usually getting anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000, but most are getting about 5,000. 46 months of rent and 2 utilities. Let's take a step back to 2020, December 2020, this month last year, to understand how we got to this spot. In December 2020, we were waiting for first stimulus. We had just gotten first stimulus. We were waiting for second stimulus to become a law. It wasn't. And I said, you know what? It ain't going to come a law, and you need some money for the holidays. Let me get you some cash to pay for your rent. And if you don't have to pay for the rent, then you have money for Christmas gifts. I got Tyrone, his family of 4 out of Boston, $15,000 of rent from December all the way to the spring. They didn't have to pay for rent in December. So with that freed up rent, about $1,000, for example, they could then spend that money on holiday gifts. It changed their holidays. We got over $250,000 for viewers at the time. Also that month, I had a body of legislation floating around my table. I had exclusive to it. And I looked at it, I said, I'm going to call this third stimulus. I don't know when this is going to happen. It's going to be in 2021. And I call this third stimulus. And there's a $1,400 stimulus check in there. But there's upwards of $15,000 of checks I can get you in this recon. As soon as it becomes law, pounces become a Purple Hawk and get it first come, first serve. Then it became law. And what I had done to viewers is I said, before it becomes law, learn what it is, get it, and be prepared to know exactly what it is, because when it's law, it's first come, first serve. It's going to run out of money. And I said, Purple Hawks, hawk, you have to pounce and get that money before anyone else. We didn't have an emoji at the time. We had no membership on this channel at the time. It was just an expression. Pounce and get the money before anyone else. And when it went live, you pounced. You got average $45,000 from it at the time, and it was huge. Then over the summer, some people got another round. So what happened 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, you and I were watching the videos, and we clearly understood forced stimulus was not becoming law by Christmas. You needed money, or forced stimulus will certainly not send you money by Christmas in your hand. So you needed money for Christmas. So I said, did you know you can get third stimulus? Viewers did not know. First, they didn't know if they had got it before they can get another round. Second, they didn't know if they had never gotten it, that the money was still available. They thought it had run out. It did not run out. It was still there. So I said, you can get your rent for December paid, so you never have to pay it ever. And that rent for the rent bill, that rent money can stay in your wallet and go to Christmas gifts. And you listened and you did it. And let's go over those incredible stories. And they keep on coming in, and stay to the final 5 minutes of this video, because I'm going to show you how to get more of this money you've never seen before. Amy, I love her story. She is from Kentucky, Summer Shade, a rural area. Send your prayers for all the incredible people of Kentucky. This message was from Amy before the tornadoes hit. And send your prayers for people in neighboring states as well. So she and her husband got 3 rounds of utilities from this channel. Her most recent round was just a few days ago. She got her second round of rent just a few days ago. She had also gotten food stamps. Her message was, I want people to know that there's money everywhere, even in rural Kentucky. I love that message. And she says, thank you for your unprecedented dedication, helping your viewers attain financial independence during this uncertain times. And you're always positive, witty, and a pillar of hope to the American people. Very, very kind. And thank you, Amy. I love Judy's statement, which was, last year I got $3,000 of rent for this channel. Now I got another $3,000 paying rent. So with that extra money, which I don't have to pay the December, January, February rent, she says, I was able to get the Christmas gifts I wanted for loved ones. There you go. Sandra got money as well. The very kind comment from Judy is, you're the best. I appreciate it. Happy holidays. Then the money kept on coming in for other viewers across the board. Here is Thorn Diaz, who got 4 months of rent. We have the incredible John Meyer, who says, you are a true blessing. I appreciate that, John Meyer. He got extra SNAP. Here's Deborah, who got six more months of rent assistance. Incredible. We have Lynn Glenn, you know her. She got rent earlier this year. She got another round of rent. Great job, Lynn. And the success kept on coming in. Lorica got free wood. Here's Robin, who got 3 rounds, another 3 rounds for utilities. She says, you're an angel in disguise. I appreciate that. D. Miller got money. Madonna got 3 rounds. Here's Kathy, who says, you're a godsend. I appreciate that, Kathy. She got about $6,000. Here is May Lou. I'm going to feature her later in this video. She got about $6,000 before the latest update on her. Morel got 3 rounds. Incredible. Scorpio got Snap. Lorica got money. Jay Grand got about $5,000 and says, we couldn't have done it without you, and I speak for all of us. We love you to death. And here is Chris, who got $10,000 earlier this year from this channel, from third stimulus, 10,000. Did not know this money existed, he says. Said, thank you for making that video because I didn't know the money existed. And he got another 5,000. So there we go. Get your pen and paper ready. Get that newsletter in front of you. I'm going to go over this big sums of money right now. We are going to start with the rent, and the rent is a lot of money. It was $20,000 to $30,000 on this channel a few months ago, and is now grown to about $40,000. One viewer this last week got $40,000 for the rent. Another viewer got $138,000 from the rent and multiple items. So this was a graphic 3 months ago. Here you go. Now the rent is a lot more. It's upwards of $40,000. Where you get it from 6 places. You ready? Here you go. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, and State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. And you're going to do 3 musts. You must reach out to the 6 places. You must get applications on file as many places as you can, and you must get multiple rounds. You got 1 round earlier this year, get another round today. You can get 2 rounds at the same time. So if you got a round for, let's say, November to February from organization 1, reach out to organization number 2, and get March to April from another organization. Get utilities. Yeah, Mark's brother-in-law got it. He's getting $15,000. Going to reach out and say the same keywords. Utility assistance because of COVID, reach out to utility companies. Here is the SNAP. If you got a third stimulus check, why are you paying for your own food? You want to get on SNAP. And boy, does it pay a lot. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000, and that is lifetime. Everyone's benefits went up 25% in the month of October. And Mark's brother-in-law over 10 years is getting $250,000. Here is Nisi, and she got 3 items at the time, and she and Art Sullivan inspired all these viewers to get multiple items. Ever since Nisi and Art, I said, go get 3 items like Nisi and Art. And that's why Johnny, who was at 2 items on this channel, Mark, who's at 2 items at $32,000, I said, go get your third. So Mark did. He went from $32,000 to $50,000. Now he's at over $100,000. Lorraine, she was at 105, and now she's at 120. And that's how you rock and roll. Which brings us to the incredible 3-part story about Johnny. It's absolutely incredible. It shows you how to do it and how to do it right. Johnny started watching these videos a few weeks ago. On a Monday, he was at $0. On Wednesday, he was at $45,000. He got 3 programs approved. But as I always tell viewers, do not stop at just that. He was listening, and he didn't stop. By the end of the week, he got 7 programs approved. Wow. So how did he get 7 programs approved? By making at least 15 phone calls. You're going to have a 20 to 50% rejection rate in these phone calls. So expect a no. And I love it because he made 15 phone calls in 5 days. How much money to get in those 5 days? $80,000. He reached out to his 2 family members on Monday and Tuesday. He said, hey, I just got $80,000 last week from LA. They said, I heard about that. Now, where'd you get this money from? He said, third stimulus. He said, how come Broncos Media don't cover it? They don't cover it. He does. Let me show you how to get it. By the end of the week, they had each gotten $50,000 and became believers from non-believers. Part 3 of Johnny's incredible story came in 2 Sundays ago, when he said, I have an update for you. I said, oh, what's the update? People kept on coming over asking how I did this, what I did, and they asked me to help do it for them as well. So I showed them the video. We'd watch the video. They'd subscribe. I go over the details with them, and I helped a few people. I said, how many did you help, Johnny? He said, 32. Wow. I said, Johnny, you helped 32 people? He said, yes. I said, how much did you get them? He said, $850,000. Yeah. If you haven't become a member, go right in this video right now. Become a member of this channel. Get that incredible newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system, totally free on this video. You want to get that membership newsletter, which shows you how people are getting $850,000 with 32 people. First, it shows you the 6 places you reach out to, the keywords you say, and also features the important details of the 3 don'ts. It also features stuff not covered in this video that are important to know, like the 5 nonprofits. What do those nonprofits pay for? The 1 nonprofit that pays for the home repairs. How do you reach out to them? It also features a statement from Treasury that delineates the big money going out. And there you go. That is the membership. I would consider becoming a member today. And with that, let's go back into that 4 stimulus recon, which we left off at the housing provision for the 3 new items. The 3 new items in that housing provision are the home repairs if you live in a low-income community. So these are incredible across the board. They got in there the weatherize your home for all types of homes, and then the first-time home purchases for people that want to become that first-time home buyer. They got $150 billion in there for housing, for home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Wow. They got in there as well the incredible Pell Grant, $550. They've gotten there the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. And then they got in the nutrition, $65 per child when they're not in school, which then brings us to the best provisions, Recon, the cheaper medicine. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, the most expensive medications like cancer, arthritis, diabetes will just be slashed dramatically from $1,000 a dose from insulin to $35 a dose, growing to 30 medications from 20 on day one to 30 by the year 2028, and not increasing more than the rate of inflation year after year. Or there's a penalty provision. A penalty provision? You can't do a penalty provision in the recon. So says Pat Toomey, the GOP senator, and I agree. And that is why this week is very important for the president, because he is going to learn what provisions in the recon must come out because they violate the rules of the Senate. The bird bath conducted by the Senate parliamentarian will happen this week. She's had this recon from Bernie and Lynn and all those and Ron Wyden and all those people since the summer. But now she's about to do the bird bath within less than 24 hours to determine what provisions go out. Now, if a provision goes out, the money stays in there and can be reallocated to another program. And that program could be an MSC. But if the program stays in there, there could be a problem as well. For example, Joe Manchin says if you leave paid leave in there, I'm voting against the recon. So it's a very fluid situation across the board. When you look at this graphic and it says 15,000, it's clearly a lot more than $15,000 of checks. It's a lot of checks. You got everything from third stimulus continuing, which is about 45,000. You got the new add-ons for the senators. You got the add-ons we talked about with Maxine Waters and Bob Casey. A lot of checks. Is incredible recon. Now, what are those other provisions that are in there? Well, they got the universal pre-kindergarten, new 3 to 4 year olds got it in there. The Pell Grant, new. They also got in their nutrition per month when you're not in school, $65 a month, new. Wow, and those housing provisions relatively new. But what did they repeat back from third stimulus they have to do? Well, they got the earned income tax credit, gotta get that vote because that's about to expire. They got in the CTC and they got in the child tax credit, that's about to expire as well. And with that, before we come back and wrap up the fourth stimulus, let's just take a detour for a second to that student loan debt forgiveness. There's an offer on the board to forgive $10,000 of student loan debt. The Democrats should take it. It would follow the previous debt that was forgiven by the president, which was individuals who became disabled after graduation, individuals who went to work in the nonprofit or public sector across the board. This stimulus comes right behind that as well. Your COLA benefits are raising. Your COLA has been announced, and your benefits are going up next year. Your benefits are going up 5.9% next year. This is huge. You're not going to receive any letter anymore if you haven't received it. And yes, everyone's benefits 5.9% exactly next year, day one. If you're a veteran, you and me have always seen this benefits step up already. Now, that is your step up of your benefits. This stimulus comes right behind it and says, that doesn't work because you're undervalued. You should have been being paid a lot more than this all along. So this stimulus looks to raise you up a lifetime, a lot of money. Then apply a new benchmark that will replace in COLA starting December 2022. Remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. Before I go to the Federal Reserve, I just want to address something about SNAP and COLA. I'm receiving a lot of messages from viewers, so I think this is par for the course, that your SNAP benefits went up 25% in October, but now you're getting letters saying you're going down $10, $20 next year. It appears that the Department of Agriculture, what it's doing is it's looking about how much your benefits are going up. So you're getting paid 5.9% more per year. And for that additional money you're getting per year, that reduces the amount of need for SNAP because you're getting more benefit checks per year. So that's what's going on. I just want to explain it to you. And with that, we go into really a critical 2 days. It starts today and continues tomorrow. And this is the Federal Reserve's most anticipated 2 days of talking in the year 2021. It starts on the 14th, finishes on the 15th, and involves them revealing for the first time their Fed policy for 2022. This is very important. Let me explain what's at issue. When the pandemic first hit, the Federal Reserve was worried that Americans did not know what the pandemic was going to be and would panic and would make a rush on banks to take all the cash out. We'd run out of liquidity. We'd have no cash on hand. That didn't happen, of course, but the way to prevent the fear of the event happening was to make sure there was enough liquidity. So the Federal Reserve came into the marketplace and kept on buying mortgage-backed securities since day one. At some point, it was clear that this rush on the banks was not going to happen. So they had to decide what to do. And we had thought no less than a month ago that the Federal Reserve is going to taper, meaning remove this support slowly, and then do one interest rate spike in 2022, potentially at the end of next year. Well, that's not the case anymore. And the next 24 to 48 hours, December 14th and December 15th, the Federal Reserve will give us guidance. I believe the guidance they're going to give you is that, one, there'll be a faster tapering, not a slow tapering. And number two, that you should anticipate two interest rate spikes in 2022, not one, and that the first one may come in first quarter 2022. Why do I say that? Because three economic data points came in the last week, and it shows this economy is much stronger than anyone had predicted just a month ago, meaning the Federal Reserve needs to come in and be a changing source and force right off the bat. Economic data point number one, the jobs number 2 Fridays ago came in and showed the lowest unemployment number since the 1960s. Now, the Federal Reserve had unemployment as its benchmark as to when it would start to taper. Well, we're way beyond that. In fact, we're almost at the goal of unemployment for the Federal Reserve for next year, not already right this year. So that was that number. The number was so strong, showing the lowest unemployment, great job participation number, lowering labor rate, that Wall Street crashed down 1,000 point when the news came in 2 Fridays ago, and crypto going down 50%, neither of which have really rebounded from that news since then. The second economic number came in last Thursday. It's the jobless claims number. You saw this on day one of this channel, April 25th, 2021. I pressed record, 2020, I pressed record on this channel, and I said there's 1 million new unemployment claims per week now. Well, it continued for 25 weeks, breaking the numbers of the Great Depression. 1 million new unemployed people per week. And then we improved. We got into the 800,000, then the 700, 500, 400, 300. Pre-pandemic, we were at 225. And what happened? Last Thursday, it came in at 184,000, the lowest number since 1969. Now, understand, the U.S. population in 1969 was much smaller than it is right today. So 189,000 people in 1969 is a larger percentage of the population than it is today. And then the third economic number that came in last Friday. I think I deserve a pat on my back for this one. Why? It's the inflation number. Back in the spring, I was recording videos about fifth stimulus, talking to you about the new benchmark inflation. And I told you at the time that the Federal Reserve was saying that December this year, the Federal Reserve is predicting the inflation rate to be 2 or 3%. I said it's not going to happen. It's too low. It's going to be higher. Jeremy Seacon was saying about 20%. I said it's not going to be that high. I had said 10%. And certainly I felt altitude sickness. I thought I was a little too high at 10%. But I also felt some peer pressure, thinking that I can't keep on saying 10%. I'm going to scare people. They're going to just get really worried if I keep on saying 10%. So I said 5%. Well, guess what? I guess I should scare people, because the inflation number came in last Friday. 6.9%. I was dead on the money. I said 5%. I said 10, then I said 5. It came in 6.9%, higher than anyone at the Federal Reserve ever predicted, or anyone really else. Now, the Federal Reserve also said in the spring that it was going to be transitory, go up and go back down. It ain't going to go back down in January. It will go down eventually. And that is why I believe the Federal Reserve is going to come in and announce that aggressive policy the 14th and the 15th of December. And if that's the case, you're going to see a major market correction and also a crypto pullback as well. And with that, let's go into the final minutes of today's video with some big new money you can get under third stimulus, my commentary, and my focus for where we're going for you to get cash, learn money, and more as we go into a new year. Well, it's a great week, and it's been a great month. 2 weeks ago, I understood that viewers, people did not realize that you can still get third stimulus. So I brought back on this video's channel. And I'm so excited for you because so many viewers listened, understood like Judy, that if you get someone to pay your rent for the month of December and the rent is $1,000 and you never have to pay it ever, then you can keep that $1,000 in your wallet, that rent money, and go buy some Christmas gifts with it. And you did. You really listened and learned. Now, here are two ways to get more of that money starting right now. Mei Lu understood exactly the first one. She's the first person to do this first add-on, I guess you would say. If you look at the success stories you've had in the last 2 weeks and the money you've got, and look at how many utilities you got. If you got 2 utilities and you know you pay 4 utility bills, then go get the other 2 utilities. And that's what Mei Lu did. She got an extra $700. $700 is unless you have a kid that wants to like a computer game, $700 pays for a lot of Christmas gifts. That's a lot of money. Second way is you can get a multiple round at the same time. For example, let's say you got rent today for October, November, December. Well, that doesn't prevent you from turning out to another organization tomorrow and saying, give me some rent for January, February, March next year. Yeah, you can do that. So get that extra sum at the same time right now. New details about how to really get that money. Now, let's go over where we were, where we are, and where we're going. First, where are we right now? Forced stimulus recall will become law. It will become law in December. And it will be the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. You're going to get a lot of money from this forced stimulus recall. But it's important to understand why you should not feel guilty that you have information other people don't have information. It's been what this channel has been since day one. Let's go step it back a notch. Back on day one, I understood that people had applied for an EIDL loan, an EIDL grant, and had not gotten approved and did not know why. They needed a how-to video explain, how do I get my EIDL loan approved after I applied? So that was the first video. And then I understood people needed to know how to do a PUA application because it wasn't easy. It was very complicated. You had to do a PUA unemployment application a particular way. If you don't do it that way, you're not going to get the money. How do you do a PUA application? Made that video. How do you do a UI application? What is PEUC? All these videos became how to. When third stimulus was in the works and I had the first details of what it is in there, I said, I'm going to do a video showing you how to get these sums of money in third stimulus, about $15,000 a check. You listened. At the time, we didn't have membership. We didn't have even the emoji of a purple hawk. It was an expression I use on this channel that as soon as it becomes law, there's going to be a stimulus stampede with people trying to get this money. That's when more coverage of the subject was being done elsewhere. And I said, you want to get this money before anyone else. I made the recordings, you listened, and you pounced, and you cleaned up under third stimulus. Where are we going now forward? Well, it's very, very, very critical that you watch every single video, every single day in the next 14 days. Why? Because the law may not be the same as the bill. And the bill may not be the same as the draft of the bill and could change by the minute. This week, Senate parliamentarian coming around in, chopping things in and out with a bird bath. You may wake up the next day and say, whatever happened to that provision? I want that provision. It was removed on Tuesday. You didn't watch any of the Tuesday videos? No, I didn't watch any Tuesday videos. So just update me. When am I going to get it? No, you're not going to get it. It's gone. It was moved. So I don't want you, that's just an example. I don't want you to miss a video because something may be gone. Also, something may be increased or the eligibility may be changed. Next, I want you to also be watching every single video because we're at the cusp of becoming law. And when it becomes law, you want to pounce to get this money as soon as possible. So I want you to take a pen and bring it with you whenever you're watching a video. Write down the program, and you make a check mark next to it if you want that money. If I say the pay leave, oh, check, absolutely, I want that. I want this. This one, oh, I want that right away. Make notes. New videos coming to this channel soon where I'll be answering your questions on air about how to get these programs. Remember, it's very important you get these incredible sums of money. Where are we going after this? Third stimulus will continue to pay out in early 2022. Then fourth stimulus will be law. I'll be showing you how to get that big money for fourth stimulus. And then right behind that is a series of new programs coming to this channel that show you how to make more money. Currently playing on this channel overnight is a revamped crypto show that is now focusing more on the metaverse coins because there's a big opportunity to make money in those metaverse coins. Back before Halloween, I told viewers to buy them when they were 70 cents. Then they were $1. I said to buy them again. Then they were $1.40. I said to buy them again. They went to $5. Imagine you buy something at $1, it goes to $5. Yeah, that's 500% increase. They're now at $3 and a half today. So they're still up 350% from where I told viewers to buy them. Viewers have made a lot of money on their investments. new show coming to this channel will be just about the metaverse and how to make money in that universe across the board. It's important to watch that video because, again, it's informational. This channel has always been in informational videos. It has always been how to do this. That's really what YouTube is for. You open YouTube to say, how do I fix a carburetor? How do I fix a carburetor? Okay, here's an informational video. Here's how you fix a carburetor. How do I get an EIDO grant approved? Okay, here's the video explaining. How do I get those monies on the forced stimulus? How do I go through the programs? What are the eligibility? Here's a video about it. This channel has never been for the donut guy and never will be for the donut guy. If we look back to early 2021, you've done such incredible work. You got all those massive sums of money from third stimulus, $45,000. You got maybe the money in the summer. You got another round the last 2 weeks, and some of you are getting additional add-on like May Lou, and I hope you do as well. You have separated yourself from others really big time. We got incredible financial independence this year by getting as much cash as quickly as possible and a lot of it. Financial independence comes from financial sophistication by learning, wanting to learn, taking information in, and digesting it. Financial dependency comes from ignorance, comes from people who do not want to learn anything, comes from someone who simply just wants to ask when are they automatically getting money. Donut Guy was the antithesis of this channel, and he's going to end the year in a really unhappy position. Really in the same way he started the year. He started the year $1,400 and he's gone the whole year and won't have a penny more. Because Donut Guy's idea was never to learn. Never to learn. There's been versions of Donut Guy that you even see in some of the live chats sporadically here and there. Ignore it. Donut Guy comments as things like, what day is the forced stimulus check landing? How much will the forced stimulus check land? Is the person in this state getting a forced stimulus check, and when and how soon are we getting it? That's just all donut language. This is a person who doesn't want to learn anything. This is a person who doesn't want to take the information in and improve themselves at all. And when you learn the information and you're empowered by the information, you do so well. I mean, a lot of the viewers who got that big money for rent, as you saw with Judy, she got the money for rent last year. Then she got again now, and she's going to get it next year. That is a person who learned and has now developed a skill. I had one viewer in the live chat yesterday saying, I try to have these conversations with my neighbors. They don't want to hear about it because they don't understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, because you don't want to learn the video. Here's an example. Your carburetor's broken in the car. You can open up a YouTube video. It'll explain to you how to fix the carburetor. Or you can say, I don't want to fix the carburetor. I'll just pay someone to fix it. I don't want to know how to do it. Okay, you don't want to know how to do it. You're going to have someone else do it for you. That's fine and dandy. But in the case of this channel is all about information. I'm very, very excited for you as we go into these final 14 days. What's very important for you is have lots of notes, pen and paper. Make the notes on each of those programs. This program, that program. If you have questions, write down your question. I want you to be very, very focused on understanding every single thing about the program. Not law yet. You know it's not law yet. I know it's not law yet. But as soon as it becomes law, it's very critical to stay on point because then we're going to go over each of the programs and how to get the checks. Lots of them, a lot of them, and they're going to follow that third stimulus. Third stimulus is paying out today. It's that holiday stimulus. You still got more days to get it. Pick up the phone and go get that third stimulus, that Christmas stimulus, and get that add-on of Christmas stimulus. So those 2 ways I showed you. Get ready for fourth stimulus because it's about to come law and send out a lot of money to you as well. And that is coming from information. Meantime, we got 2 shows coming to this channel in just the next few minutes. Overnight's crypto is currently playing on this channel, and yes, it's about the metaverse, so this video will automatically take you there. Then we got morning's countdown coming at 7 a.m. and morning's live at 9 a.m. Incredible shows across the board. Stay with me today as the Federal Reserve announces its policy for 2022 and continues announcement throughout the next 48 hours on the 14th and the 15th of December. And stay with me as we're likely to see those last-minute determinations from the Senate parliamentarian on the birdbath about the provisions coming out of the recon. A lot of news in the last 14 days. Very, very important. So I don't want you to miss anything across the board. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want your positive global family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Join me next as the shows continue on this channel. Keep your pen and paper, make those notes, learn the information, stay informed, stay focused, and stay LA for more.